Check. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We kindly request everyone to take your seats as the ceremony is about to begin. Mahatma Gandhi said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Today is a testament to our fellows here who have dedicated their lives in the pursuit of this ideal. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Tarun K. George, and I serve as a health economist and professor of general medicine at Christian Medical College, Vellore. It is my unique privilege to welcome our fellow guests, their proud families, and the distinguished members of the Royal College of Physicians to Chennai, India. This evening, we stand at the threshold of history, the first fellowship ceremony of the Royal College of Physicians in India, a moment where tradition and advancements merge. Before we begin our celebration, a quick word of safety. In the event of an emergency, please calmly follow the event organizers to the exit, and the gathering area is in the first floor. Please use the lifts, the stairs rather than the lifts, as you proceed there. The program will start off with a ceremonial procession of the RCP officers. This will be followed by a welcome address and the induction of our new fellows. We will then have a keynote address and a final conclusion of a group photograph, followed by photographs of the fellows and a reception where we connect with each other. As we prepare for the procession, may I request the fellows and their families to stand and welcome the officers and guests of the Royal College of Physicians into the hall to proceed over the ceremony. Please stand up. Thank you, everyone. May I request everyone to be seated? To welcome this gathering, I invite Dr. Georgie Abraham, an international advisor to the RCP. Dr. Abraham's vision has been a driving force behind the RCP's expansion into the subcontinent. He has been pivotal in expanding the MRCP PACES exams in India, and his dedication has been instrumental in making this ceremony possible. A world-renowned nephrologist and prolific researcher, Dr. Abraham is widely recognized as the father of peritoneal dialysis in India. He is currently a consultant at MGM Hospital. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, good afternoon. Thank you, Tarun, for that high-end recommendation or whatever it is you have done. Respected Acting President of Royal College of Physicians of London, Professor Mumtaz Patel, Dr. Anandakrishnan Raghuram, Professor Sunil Chandy, Professor Tarun George, other distinguished guests, incoming fellows, friends. On behalf of MGM Healthcare Chairman Sri M.K. Rajagopalan and Directors Dr. Prashant Rajagopalan and Dr. Urjita Rajagopalan, I extend you all a warm welcome to the first fellowship ceremony held in India. As the international advisor to the RCP London over 2 decades and being a fellow for 30 years, it is a unique and extremely happy occasion for me to be a part of this first-time fellowship function. RCP London was established by the Royal College of Physicians of London, commonly referred to simply as the Royal College of Physicians, that is RCP, is a British professional membership body dedicated to improving the practice of medicine, chiefly through accreditation of physicians by examination. By 1518, 6 leading medical men, including Linacre, persuaded King Henry VIII to establish a college of physicians. The founding charter allowed these 6 men to grant licenses to those qualified to practice physics and to prosecute those that engage in malpractice. The RCP is the oldest medical college in England. I was fortunate to attend the 500th anniversary of the college in London at the headquarters, 11 St. Andrews Place, in 2018, along with other dignitaries. I was given the opportunity to reflect on the activities of the college through a short speech at that time. Professor Mumtaz Patel is known to me professionally and personally as a great friend. She is a nephrologist and is currently practicing as a consultant nephrologist at Manchester University NHS Foundation Trust. She has MB-CHB, FRCP UK, FHEA, MSc Medical Education, PhD, and Deputy Director for Conduct and Progress, School of Medicine, University of Liverpool. In my professional activity with RCP London, I found her humility, simplicity, affability, compassion, and exhibiting empathy, which is a trademark and an incredible role model for many. In my 30 years of association with RCP London, I'm happy to say that Professor Mumtaz has added value to the college than any other previous presidents. Professor Mumtaz Patel, I welcome you to this RCP fellowship function. Professor Anandakrishnan Raghuram is an elected trustee councillor at the Royal College of Physicians of London, Medical Leadership Associate, Medical Director for Leadership and Development, Deputy Responsible Officer GHNHSFT, Clinical and Care Professional, Council Gloucestershire ICB awarded, and MBE, Member of British Empire, in the Queen's Birthday Honours in 2021. He has been a PACES examiner who hails from Chennai, a great human being with incredible humor. I welcome you to the fellowship. Professor Sunil Chandy is a professor of cardiology and former director at Christian Medical College Hospital, Vellore, who is the keynote speaker today. Professor Chandy is currently the medical director of the ITC Group of Industries in India and abroad. He is credited with the growth and acceleration of CMC Vellore and is a fellow of the Royal College of Physicians of London. His leadership, both as an administrative and academician, is of par excellence. Dr. Chandy shares how his faith informs his approach to patient care, decision-making, and handling the challenges of the medical field. Dr. Chandy's area of interest has been organizational dynamics and human resource management for health. He is also an alumnus of the Haggai Institute of Leadership and serves on their regional faculty. He writes on life issues in management devotionals, Christian magazines, and newsprint. Professor Tarun George is a professor of medicine at CMC Hospital, Vellore, and also is a PACES examiner. It is an excellent achievement to celebrate. I am sure this will transform your leadership. You are all exceptional individuals, strategic leaders to one of the world's most prestigious professional body. You have an unparalleled opportunity to guide the RCP as it adapts to the challenges of the modern healthcare environment. Meaningful impact locally and nationally while expanding leadership skills, helping to shape regional teaching, taking part in fellowship panels, provide strategic advice, emerging women leaders, and including some of our fellows who are women leaders. This is a flagship ceremony. You will look at and explore means that are critical to healthcare transformation. As you take every breath, think about your commitment to RCP London. You will be given the prestigious and unique fellowship of the Royal College of Physicians of London, as you are all in good standing. Your involvement in Royal College of Physicians activities will shape our clinical and academic work, and today's ceremony will help you to realize the ambition and impact that RCP can have for our members, fellows, partner organization. You should maintain patient safety, clinical standards, improvement programs, and contribute to the future of healthcare. You will rise up to adopt work models, ensure a sustainable resilient and future professional workforce. As an RCP fellow, you should continue to work to develop and strengthen partnership support educational projects in many countries around the world to drive international collaboration and advance global healthcare. We have to showcase work that is transforming healthcare. I request Professor Mumtaz Patel and Dr. Anandakrishnan Raghuram to initiate the step to start a functioning RCP London branch office in India. And they are looking at that. I would like to conclude by stating, engage, educate, elevate, and empower your colleagues and patients. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Georgie, for those inspiring words. Next, we move over to invite Dr. Mumtaz Patel to address the gathering. Dr. Mumtaz is the acting president of the RCP, and I wanted to add that in the recent years of her leadership, she has been pivotal in shaping RCP into a more globally relevant and inclusive organization. Despite her numerous responsibilities that she carries with grace, she also serves as a dedicated advocate and mentor for international graduates pursuing training in the UK. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Tarun, for the warm welcome and introduction. Very kind of you. So, fellows, a warm welcome to you all on one of the happiest occasions in the college calendar, and a special welcome to friends and family who are here to celebrate with us and to share the success and happiness of the new fellows in this ceremony. As Tarun has said, my name is Dr. Mumtaz Patel. I'm the Senior Censor and Vice President for Education and Training, and more recently I've been acting as President for the Royal College of Physicians in London. I'm a consultant nephrologist based in Manchester, and I'm currently performing the presidential duties, and I'm delighted that I get to be here today and admit you all this afternoon. This is one of the first ceremonies here that we've done in India, something that's been in the making for 4 years. I remember the time when Urjita and Georgie asked me to facilitate a ceremony here in Chennai, and it's taken us a number of years, but I'm very, very delighted that we've managed to get here today, and a warm welcome to you all. The college officers have been mentioned already, with my friend here, Georgie, and Raghu, who's going to support me with the fellowship ceremony today. So firstly, today we admit our honorary fellow. Honorary fellowships of the college may be bestowed on persons of eminence who do not necessarily hold medical qualifications, but have rendered exceptional services to the science of practice of medicine. The promise made by these honorary fellows differs somewhat from the promise of honorary fellows and fellows elected under other bylaws. So now I ask the honorary fellow, Narendra Mehra, to stand to make their promise to the college. Thank you. So Narendra Mehra, you give the faith that you will, as far as you lie, maintain the honour and defend the rights of the Royal College of Physicians, London, unimpaired. Thank you. Please be seated. Now I ask Dr. Anandakrishnan Raghuram to read the citation for Narendra Mehra. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Good afternoon. Professor Narendra Kumar Mehra is an internationally acclaimed expert in the area of transplant immunology and clinical immunogenetics, for which his singular efforts culminated in establishing this specialty for the first time in India in the mid-1970s, thus facilitating solid organ and hematopoietic stem cell transplants in the country. Over the years, he attained an extraordinary level of expertise, skill, knowledge, and insight in broad areas of health science, and stands tall as the leading expert in HLA and immunogenetics internationally. He is a fellow of the Indian National Science Academy, National Academy of Sciences India, National Academy of Medical Sciences, member honoris causa of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, and fellow of the World Academy of Sciences, FTWAS. Recently, the International Science Council elected him as their fellow, an FISC, a unique honor. He's published over 500 research papers, published 3 books, and has received several scientific awards, academic honors that include the S.S. Bhatnagar Prize of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research of the Government of India, the Khwarizmi International Award from the Iranian Research Organization of Science and Technology, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Prize of the Indian Council of Medical Research for Excellence in Medical Research, and Tata Innovation Fellowship of the Department of Biotechnology of Government of India. The French government conferred on him the Chevalier of the National Order of Merit. He was a member of the international jury for the Else Kroner Fresenius International Award in Immunology. Professor Narendra Mehra can truly be described as a translational medical scientist with a high level of expertise in policy, education, promotion, and strategic planning for science.
So I, Dr. Mumtaz Patel, acting as President of the Royal College of Physicians of London, admit you, Narendra Mehra, to our fellowship. Please. Thank you. So now I would like all of the new fellows to stand to take their oath collectively. So all the new fellows to stand up. Thank you. So you faithfully promise, to the best of your ability, to maintain the welfare of the college, to observe and obey its statutes, bylaws, regulations, and code of conduct, and to submit to such penalties as may be legitimately imposed for any neglect or infringement of them, to regard as secret its proceedings when the college so desires it, to admit to the fellowship only those who are distinguished by character and learning, and finally to do everything in the practice of your profession for the welfare of your patients and the community, and to the honour of the college. Fellows to be admitted shall reply collectively by "I do." Thank you. So I, Mumtaz Patel, the Senior Professor of the Royal College of Physicians of London and acting as President, admit you all to our fellowship. And as it is certain that our college can be supported and perpetuated on no firmer foundation than of good laws, the strict justice of its officers, and the high standard of morality and learning of its fellows, we exhort and beseech you by that promise you have now made to the college, that you do not admit any from respect of persons into the fellowship, but that you determine all things to the credit, the honour, and perpetuity of the college. Please be seated. Thank you. So now I wish to welcome the next generation of new fellows, those on whom the college will most depend on in the years ahead. You will be no doubt pleased to hear there's insufficient time to talk about each of you individually in lots of detail, but we'll have Raghu and Dr. Georgie giving some short citations around each of our welcoming fellows. So I call upon you to begin with first, and then Dr. Georgie to go through some of the citations, and then invite you all to celebrate your success. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Professor Vinod Nyanaya Chalayan. Professor Chalayan is a consultant physician practicing diabetes and endocrinology with a keen interest in diabetes, thyroid, and bone disorders. He's published over 150 articles in medical journals with over 3,000 citations. He's authored a book, serves on the editorial board of journals. He's an instructor and training center faculty of the American Heart Association's BLS and ACLS courses. He teaches medical students and envisages equitable access to healthcare for all. Professor Chalayan. Dr. Shanshriti Chauhan. Dr. Chauhan is a nephrologist and transplant physician practicing in New Delhi. She has over 50 publications in peer-reviewed journals and is passionate about teaching and addressing the gender disparity in access to healthcare and renal transplants. She believes in preventative healthcare and avidly practices and promotes yoga as a way of life. Dr. Chauhan. Dr. Ethiraj. Dr. Ethiraj is a senior consultant and head of the Institute of Nuclear Imaging and Molecular Medicine and chief coordinator, Institute of Advanced Research in Health Sciences at the Tamil Nadu Government Multi-Special Super Specialty Hospital. He's the president of the Society of Nuclear Medicine and distinguished member of the Association of Physicians of India. He's the organizing chairman, Asia Oceania Congress in Nuclear Medicine and Biology in 2025. His special interest is in serving the poor and the needy to the maximum extent possible. Dr. Ethiraj. Wing Commander Dr. Ajay Kumar. Wing Commander Kumar is a classified specialist and assistant professor, aerospace medicine, and commanding officer, number 2 Aeromedical Training Center. He received a Research Excellence Award in 2022. He was selected and trained by the ESA as a space physician in 2023. He has 20 publications and numerous podium presentations. His area of interest includes space medicine, civilian aviation, and motion sickness. Wing Commander Kumar. Dr. Ajit Kumar. Dr. Ajit Kumar is a lead consultant in critical care medicine at the Astor Whitefield Hospital, Bengaluru. He's a renowned clinician, leading intensivist and critical care educationalist. He's the Vice Chancellor-elect of the Indian College of Critical Care Medicine. He was awarded Inspiring Intensivist 2024 at the Times Now conclave in New Delhi last year. He's been featured among the best doctors in South India by Outlook and India Today magazines. So. Dr. Kuruthu Parambil Praveen Kumar. Dr. Kumar is a senior consultant and chief of pulmonology at Baby Memorial Hospital, Kozhikode, and president of the Calicut Chess Club. He completed MBBS from Government Medical College, Kozhikode, Kerala, and MD Pulmonology from Jipmer in Pondicherry, and a DNB in Respiratory Medicine, an MNAMS, and FCCP from USA. Dr. Kumar is a teacher and an examiner of postgraduates in pulmonology. Dr. Kumar. Dr. Mukesh Mehra. Dr. Mehra is a senior director and head of department of the internal medicine and member of the hospital managing committee, Max Super Specialty Hospital, New Delhi. He's an MRCP UK PACES examiner and a CMT Super. He's twice received highest academic Shushruta Award for academic excellence and many national awards. He's associated with various national and international institutes and academic bodies like ADA, EASD, and the UNESCO. Dr. Mehra. Dr. Harish Shankar Meshram. Dr. Harish Shankar Meshram is a practicing nephrologist and kidney transplant physician with a special interest in clinical research. Dr. Meshram. Dr. Amar Kumar Misra. Dr. Misra is a professor and head of Department of Neurology at NBMC&H. He's a reviewer of JAPI, GMA, and pediatric neurology, a national examiner for DNB neurology and DM neurology exam. Dr. Misra has received Pandit Madhusudan Gupta Award for excellent and outstanding performance from the NRS Medical College and Hospital, and gold medal for thesis work in MD in general medicine. Dr. Misra's interests are in gardening and clinical neurology. Dr. Misra. Professor Gopala Narendran. Professor Narendran is a pulmonologist. He's currently head of Department of Clinical Research and Senior Deputy Director, ICMR, National Institute for Research in Tuberculosis. He's a member of the Guidelines Development Group of the WHO and Central TB Division of India in the treatment guidelines of MDR-TB. His interests including shortening TB treatment in DS and DR-TB trials as a PI from India. COVID, including post-COVID syndromes, especially cardiopulmonary vascular defects, AI X-ray software development for TB. Professor Narendran. Professor Emeritus Dr. Parani Ranganathan. Professor Ranganathan is a senior consultant neurologist and professor emeritus at the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University. He's a vice chair, general neurology with the American Academy of Neurology and the chair of the Yoga Therapy World Federation of Neurorehabilitation. He was awarded the A.B. Baker Teacher Recognition Award, American Academy of Neurology in 2021. He's also has a diploma in music, a diploma in mass communication, and a certificate in theater arts. Professor Ranganathan.
Professor Dr. Jayanti Rangarajan. Professor Rangarajan has a successful career spanning over 3 decades of proficient teaching and research experience in the Government Medical College, including 7 years as Dean of various medical colleges, including Asia's largest and oldest, that is Madras Medical College. She has authored a book on COVID and has several papers published. Ma'am, please come over. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Ashish Kumar Saha. Dr. Saha is an internist and gastroenterologist. He is professor and academic head of clinical department in Jagannath Gupta Institute of Medical Sciences and Hospital, Calcutta, West Bengal. He's not. Okay. We move on to the next one. Dr. Suma Samuel. Dr. Samuel is an associate professor in general medicine in Medical College, Kochi, Kerala. She is the academic coordinator for medical students in general medicine and the nodal officer for antiretroviral department in Medical College. She is a member of the Disability Board, university examiner for final year medical students and postgraduate teacher for general medicine. She has presented research papers, last being a needle-stick injuries in medical personnel in an international journal. Please come out. Dr. Srimali, I think he hasn't come yet. Dr. KP Suresh Kumar. Dr. Suresh Kumar is a chief cardiologist at Kaveri Hospital, Chennai, India. He has more than 30 years of experience in clinical and interventional cardiology. His areas of interest are coronary heart disease, coronary interventions, cardiac failure, and hypertension. He is a national key opinion leader in the field of radial access complex coronary interventions and balloon mitral valvuloplasty and drug-coated coronary balloon angioplasty. He received the Best Doctor Award from IMA Tamil Nadu in 2018 and Healthcare Achievers Award Times of India in 2020. He has 24 publications in various national and international journals. He's not, please come. Dr. Ritendranath Talapatra. Dr. Talapatra is an interventional cardiologist and is currently Director and Chief Interventional Cardiologist, Teresa Memorial Hospital, West Bengal. He is a high-volume cardiac operator with average more than 1,600 cases every year. He made interventional cardiac surgical care affordable and accessible to poor and the needy people of rural Bengal through different government health schemes. The most important unique selling point for him is in his career has always been very low mortality and morbidity with high success rate. His holistic approach with patient-centric care, empathy, and 24/7 dedication to the profession with the motto of love all, serve all has always been remarkable. Congratulations. Dr. Roop Jyoti Talukadar. Dr. Talukadar is the Director of Pancreatology at the Asian Institute of Gastroenterology, Hyderabad. He has over 130 scientific publications, 35 book chapters, and 9 public interest articles. His research focuses on pancreatitis, pain mechanisms, and microbiota. He is a fellow of the prestigious academies and in editorial board of international journals. He contributes to academic committees, conferences, and research collaborations. Congratulations. Dr. Praveen Kumar Yadav. Not there. Okay. I have now Dr. Sumati Sundaraya. Sumati is there, yes. Dr. Sumati is the clinical head, diagnostic oncology and nuclear medicine department of MIOT Chennai. She has 24 years of experience both in India, UK, with training from prestigious institutions, actively involved in conducting CME programs. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Next, we will have a keynote address by Dr. Sunil Chandy. Dr. Chandy, a professor of cardiology, is the chief officer at ITC India and former director of CMC Vellore. Sir is a multifaceted leader, a sought-after clinician, a much-loved teacher, and an exemplary administrator who has profoundly shaped CMC over the years. He continues to be an influential thought leader for private healthcare both in India and internationally. We eagerly anticipate your address, sir.
Professor Mumtaz Patel, Professor Georgie Abraham, Dr. Ananthakrishnan, dear graduates, newly inducted into this prestigious Hall of Academic Excellence, parents and loved ones who are here. You know, there are some days in our life that we would like to cherish forever. Our birthdays, our baptism days, or days when we have our head shaved off as children in India, Valentine's Day, your wedding day, engagement day, promotion day, and not to forget your wife's anniversary, birthday, you will never forget. Graduation day is one such day that is very memorable. Today, the 24th of February 2024, you have been inducted into this very honorable college of physicians. It's a day to celebrate, it's a day to remember, and I'm sure the pictures that have been taken just a while ago with your robes and sashes and your cap will be adorning your living room, your lounge, your study forever. It's something that you will be ever proud of. So it's a great moment for all of us, and I want to congratulate you into this fraternity that you have entered into. So what is the significance of this certificate, of this fellowship? We live in a world that is today characterized by 4 words, not good words: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. And that is acronymed in this very popular word which we heard during the COVID time, VUCA world. Especially in the post-COVID world order, this is something that gets talked about quite frequently in all aspects of life, healthcare not excluded. Today, we find ourselves as physicians, as members of the medical team, transitioning from what was a slower, mature, manual, digital, this digit, real culture, increasingly into a very high-speed, virtual, artificially intelligent world. Healthcare, as I said, is in the throes of this turbulence, this churning, and there is no escape. So in this transition, in this future, which is going to be increasingly virtual, what is the role? What does this fellowship mean in today's world, in 2024 and beyond? Not only as a healthcare professional, but as a citizen of the world. Some of you may have seen the picture of which won the Pulitzer Prize in 1994 by a photographer called Richard Carter, who captured that very tragic moment which picturized a famine-stricken child in Sudan who was crawling towards the UN food camp. And there was a hungry vulture that was sitting a few feet away. Unfortunately, I can't show you that picture, but browse it. The vulture was waiting for the child, emaciated, marasmic, to die so that the vulture could feed on that. We don't know what happened to the child, but we learned from the net that Richard shooed the vulture away but took his camera and left the place. 3 months later, when this picture hit the headlines, he couldn't bear to think that he had done nothing more. He committed suicide. He had the instrument, the tools that he was equipped with, he had the skill, the opportunity to redeem the misery of that child. But he carried his camera and walked away. Now, why am I saying this analogy today on such a momentous occasion? To me, this serves as a metaphor of what the healthcare world, we as stakeholders of, must remember. Often, as practitioners of medicine, although we are equipped with the skill, the knowledge, and the degrees, we often choose to remain passive observers, ringside observers, spectators, very comfortable with the status quo. Within the comfort of our practice chambers, our outpatients, and our routine of life, and of course, the prosperity and this halo that degrees bring to us. But as a new entrance to this prestigious fellowship, I want to ask you, is that all? Because in today's healthcare scenario, which is rapidly moving towards away from clinical and cerebral skills into an artificially driven algorithmic logic, automation, virtuality, which is apparently threatening to second place you and I as physicians from the front lines of care. Physicians may be replaceable in the future, and therefore our degrees, our fellowships may become redundant. Or will it? I do not know. So I want to place before you 3 attitudes and 3 questions which are enshrined in the fellowship degree that you have received today. The first is fellowship itself. The second is stewardship. And the third is leadership. This is a fellowship, an entry into a community of empowered physicians, united not only in the science and skills of medicine, but also interconnected by threads of friendship, values, ethical principles, and the art of being caregivers. That's what it's all about. So therefore, by your spirit of friendship, which you establish today amongst each other, with your patients and with your colleagues, the demeanor with which you carry yourself, and your enduring and enduring leadership presence must be able to differentiate you from those who don't have this degree. It's not easy, but it's possible. The FRCP status, which we are proud to own today, must enlarge your healing touch. Because I want to quote this, our patients do not care how much we know till they know how much we care for them. And that's true. The second attitude is that of stewardship. In admitting you to this fellowship today, the college has, after much thought and paperwork, handed down the legacy of healing and excellence through the letters of a beautifully calligraphed certificate which will come to you. And through this, the college is asking us to hold this degree like a crystal vase or a glass cup firmly, yet not so tight, but loose enough so that your cup will overflow to thousands of people who will come your way in your clinics, in your meetings, your conferences, whatever. To the students who you teach and to your co-practitioners who will be able to watch you and say, yeah, that's the person that I want to be like. Make them aspire to belong to the same fraternity of the fellows of the Royal College of Medicine. And therefore, you're being charged with fellowship. The third attitude is, or the third trait that comes to you today is leadership. I don't know whether you realize that you've just embraced the mantle of leadership. that these 4 letters will place on you. Whether you're running a clinic or a hospital or an administrator or a leader, you have to respond to the needs of the society. And we must be inspired to take the mantle of leadership that has today been given by the prestigious Royal College. So I want to quote you an example, a role model, Professor Georgie Abraham, whose nephrology, there are plenty, but his extra nephrology activities span social and community activities. And he's making a huge difference in teaching, in clinical practice, and tremendous social impact. I haven't asked him, but I'm sure this was seeded by his membership and fellowship into the Royal College of Physicians, and he took that as a leadership challenge. We must all emulate that role model. I believe that if lawyers can become presidents and prime ministers, physicians can too. I believe that the world today, the secular world, needs more physicians in leadership positions, in administration, in bureaucracy, in national governance, maybe even as presidents and prime ministers of various countries. Why? Because I believe that enshrined in us, by virtue of the intense training that we go through, the collegiality, and all the other things that are interwoven into our practice, there is a strand of leadership that is embedded, that gets coded into our DNA. I'm saying let that be phenotyped from today onwards. Your FRCP has just enlarged that in the northward directions. 3 questions I will leave with you. They're very simple questions. The first one is, who are you? Not your name, not your ethnicity, not where you come from, not your address, not even your position. None of those. But as professionals, integrated into our identity in a very visible, palpable way is the membership to this prestigious fraternity of healers. More than physicians, many people will look up to you because that is present as an invisible tattoo on your forehead, but it will be palpable only by your touch, by your impact, by your presence, which will then form your identity. And the second question is, where have you come from? Often in the climb of success, we get blinded to the roots that has given us our shoots. But only when we know where we have come from will we know where we are heading. We look at success and failures, and this rule is applicable to all. Never forget your origins and your beginnings as you ascend the ladder of your prosperity and success, because it's rootedness what helps us to cast a vision of what this motherland of yours needs, the motherland that birthed you and nurtured you. It's important to know where it all began. The third question is, where are you heading? Future. Where do you and I see ourselves 20 years from today? Not tomorrow, not the year 2026, but where do you see yourself 10, 15 years from today? What is your reason to be doing this? What is your vision, your mission, your purpose, your intent, your passion? It's a good thing to write a mission statement or a vision statement now that you are a fellow of the most prestigious medical school, medical college, medical fellowship in the world. Healthcare is different from all other domains because we are all responding to the needs of society. The domain of need-based healthcare is beckoning you. Amidst a deluge of technology, artificial intelligence, excellent connectivity, and an immense amount of wealth that will knock on your doors, the truth, your dear friends, as you all know, is that the chasm, the gap of healthcare is just widening. It doesn't seem to come anywhere close. India, Africa, the war-torn areas of the Middle East, Medicine without frontiers is a reality. And therefore, today, if we can pledge to give of your best, which has today been validated through your degree, to give of your best to the last, the lost, and the least, you would have done great honor to this fellowship of the royal community of physicians that we are all proud to be part of today. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think that was one of the most thought-provoking sermons I've heard. I'm sure there's a lot of food for thought here for us to ponder on as we leave today. But before that, I call upon Dr. Mumtaz for her closing remarks.
Thank you, Tarun. It's difficult to follow Professor Chandy here. Such great words and a lot of food for thought. I think my final closing words were more to say that, kind of it's an honor for all of you to be part of the Royal College of Physicians. I'm so delighted that I had the opportunity to come here and host the fellowship ceremony today. And I hope this will be the start of many to come. So as Georgie started off by saying that the Royal College of Physicians in London is the oldest, largest medical Royal College, and you're now part of it. The vision of the Royal College is improving healthcare for all. And our mission statements around educating, improving, influencing healthcare and equitable healthcare, like you say, it's not just about providing for the masses, but it's the quality of what you do. And some of the core principles that you mentioned around leadership, advocacy, support, what we do in our day job, but what we can do wider for healthcare systems change, because that's the kind of change that you can drive. I mean, I started medicine over 20 years ago, and nowhere did I think that I'd be standing here in this kind of forum. So anything is possible, and any leadership position, what's your passion, whether it's in education, whether it's in research, whether it's improvement, innovation, we are able to do it all, and you're all more than capable. And what the college has given me is that platform and that support. And I think it empowers others. And I think as a woman, I think certainly what I see is that gender inequality. And I think that's something that I'm very determined to try and narrow over time. And also bringing the opportunities to everyone. Everyone deserves that opportunity, whether in any state, in any country. And I think the fraternity of the Fellowship of the Royal College of Physicians is something that brings people together. When I was doing the global vice president role a few years ago, that was the greatest thing. I got to meet Georgie, I got to meet lots of international advisors and fellows around the world. And the Royal College represents over 130 countries around the world. And it's great building networks, because then those networks, both in country, but also internationally, are so strong. We're stronger together, not just individually what we can do. We're much more powerful together as well. And hopefully that is what some of the things that the fellowship will bring for you. But we're here to support you. And I think that bi-directional level of learning, it's not me, kind of entrusting knowledge into you. It's learning from each other. And that's something a lot of the international work has taught me over the years, of how we can learn and better each other over time. So thank you so much for having me. A huge, honor for me to be here today. A lovely opportunity to meet so much of you here today. And what I'd hope would be that this will not be the first and not the last, certainly one of many to come. And I know Urjita will be pushing us for more and more over time of fellowship ceremonies, as well as activities here in India, here in Chennai, and kind of wider as well. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, ma'am, for those inspiring words. I'd like to call on Dr. Uzma Kunain, who will express our gratitude to all those who made this evening seamlessly possible. Over to you.
Good evening, esteemed guests, fellows, and colleagues. On behalf of MGM Healthcare, I extend our heartfelt gratitude for being part of this historic fellowship ceremony of Royal College of Physicians, the first of its kind in India. At the outset, I would like to place our heartfelt gratitude to our chairman, Mr. M.K. Rajagopalan, sir, for motivating us to aspire for excellence in everything we do. A special thank you to our distinguished faculty, Dr. Georgie Abraham, Dr. Mumtaz Patel, Dr. Anantakrishnan Raghuram, sir, and Dr. Sunil Chandy, for not just their presence today, but also the invaluable guidance in orchestrating today's event. Thank you, Dr. Tarun George, for seamlessly hosting today's proceedings. Our sincere appreciation goes to the organizing committee for their dedication and flawless execution from both MGM Healthcare and the RCP. A very special mention to Dr. Urjita Rajagopalan ma'am, the director of MGM Healthcare, whose unwavering support and leadership have been pivotal in making this event success. To our newly inducted fellows, congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Your commitment to advancing healthcare is truly inspiring. MGM Healthcare stands by its mission, doing more better. Today is a testament to our dedication to honoring medical excellence and collaboration. Now, I would like to request Dr. Urjita Rajagopalan ma'am to felicitate our dignitary, Dr. Mumtaz Patel ma'am, with a memento. Thank you, ma'am. Now may I request Dr. Georgie Abraham, sir, to felicitate Dr. Anantakrishnan Raghuram, sir, and Dr. Sunil Chandy, sir, with a memento. Thank you, sir. Thank you all for making this event unforgettable. We look forward to future collaborations. Safe travels, and we hope to welcome you back again very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Uzma. So we've reached the end of the ceremony today. I just wanted to mention that we will now have a group photo where all the fellows and the delegates will be on stage. This will be followed by individual fellows' portfolio photographs, which will be taken in hall number 1, and refreshments, which will be in the doctor's lounge, which is just adjacent to the lifts. Before we part, I'd like to leave with a thought. Having just celebrated the inauguration of the RCP ceremony in India, we've also sown seeds, the seeds of a fellowship, a forum that acknowledges your contribution and provides a platform to amplify our voices of your specialty, the values you stand for, the institutions you represent, the students or juniors that you engage with, and most importantly, the patients and populations that we seek to serve. Thank you everyone for your endearing contribution. Thank you delegates on the dais. Have a great evening and goodbye. May I call upon Dr. Uzma to coordinate the group photographs?
Another thing just put on the side, sorry.